I'm gonna put you outside if you don't move. He is so upset. PSA, if you hear any sighing, crying, snorting, it's the dog, Waylon, at the door. You might see a paw here and there. 1 second. 1 second. If you want to be my friend, you cannot block my camera, okay? Come on.
I'm not doing this with you again.
I don't know how long this is gonna last, guys. But Waylon is here. Like I was saying earlier, before Waylon came and interrupted me, I thought I would give you an update, and for those of you who don't know me as well, I'm gonna just speed past kind of that first semester and give you like a small glimpse into what that was, and then I'm gonna explain more of why I haven't been on since that last video, which was basically saying goodbye to my old school. June, I have graduated. I've accepted a position at a school that I love and that I'm slightly familiar with because it was my rival high school. August hits, a lot of changes happen within the county and within the school, so that was hard as a new teacher to kind of navigate because I didn't know what the normal was. And then on top of that, specifically English, got a whole new curriculum. Fast forward to December and I make the decision to go and teach at what was my high school, the high school that I graduated from. I started teaching there in January for the second semester, and I was on a cart. So not only did I give up the classroom and the kids that I had come to love, I also gave up like my whole organizational system, and as a first year teacher I didn't really know what that should look like, so I was just flying by the seat of my pants all semester. Had to kick out the way. I signed on knowing that at least half of the semester I would be on a cart and then I would go into a classroom. And then I finally got into my new classroom. If you haven't seen it, go check out my teacher Instagram. It's Evans in English. And I had 5 days. 5 days in that classroom before we left and have not returned. And I moved my stuff out just like I had the first semester because I knew in my gut, even though it was just a 2-week thing at the time, that we weren't coming back. That is where I've been. So now what I've been up to is just trying to make the best of quarantine, and with that I'm doing lives on Instagram with my students. I'm connecting with my seniors from the high school that I was at because this is their senior year. I went on a birthday parade, which was really cool. Oh yeah, the most important part, I've been creating a lot of resources, a lot for vocabulary, and I found new technology for grammar. A lot has changed in such a short period of time since the last video went up where I said that I was leaving that high school and all my students were in the video and all that kind of stuff. Everything has gotten exponentially better in my personal life, but it's also been really difficult, and I'm still kind of grieving, if that makes sense, leaving the kids that I was leaving. With that being said, those are all of my announcements, I think. Oh, also Waylon is not my dog. It is, Maddie, this is weird. I don't even want to say it because that's weird. Waylon is offended.
Plot twist, if you couldn't put 2 and 2 together, it's her boyfriend's dog. I don't know why she's having such a hard time saying that. It's her boyfriend's dog.
I have a boyfriend, and that is who Waylon belongs to. Now what I want to do is share my teacher favorites with you. Because this was such a challenging year, I tried so many new things, and because I switched schools mid-year, I was introduced to so many new things, and so I want to share those with you. So some of these things you may have seen in previous videos, like when I did an Amazon haul or when I was moving into my classroom, but these are, at the end of the day, my top 10 within my first year of teaching favorites. These are in no real particular order. My first teacher favorite, and it's kind of a relatively new teacher favorite, is definitely not something that I've talked about before. I have just the iPad 7th edition, I believe, and a stylus, but I don't have the Apple Pencil stylus. I just have, it was $33 on Amazon, so I actually make sure both of those are up there. The iPad was not purchased from Amazon, however, it's the same everywhere. And with this iPad, I can do so many things. I'm not going to talk too much about it, but if you are interested in all of the things I do on my iPad, definitely shoot a comment below or a DM on Instagram, and I will do a full video that goes more in depth about the iPad. The original purpose for me to get the iPad is to create notes. I'm a huge teacher who advocates for color coding and the research behind that, and also just graphic organizers and, I don't know, innovative ways to enhance memory when it comes to certain things. I use the Notability app. It allows me to connect to my Google Drive or just to download certain files and add notes to them. The other really awesome thing is iPads are, or any tablets really, are compatible to our smart boards, the off-brand smart boards, the True Touch boards, any of those boards that you have in your classroom. Going off of that, this is not something that you can purchase on Amazon. It's something that you can purchase through the App Store, but I just previously mentioned it as one of the features that I use on my iPad. The Notability app is perfect for everyone. It's awesome for English teachers who want to show annotating and what they're expecting on a certain text. It's perfect for the history teacher who's having students take notes, and so they take notes at the same time to kind of model that note-taking skill and then uploading it to their Google Classroom or their website of some sort. 10 out of 10 would recommend. It has saved my life. Also, on the professional side, the side that students don't get to see, you can sign documents through that. You can share documents and type and also write or correct. But you can just do awesome things from colleague to colleague rather than, you know, from teacher to student, like a lot of people would typically use this app. So I'm really excited about it for next year. Another must-have that I don't think I could live without, the LED light strips. I love these things. I should be a spokesperson for this. I should get sponsorships for this. I tell teachers and students all the time about these. Lighting has everything to do with a student's productivity and their behavior. One, research backs that. Different fluorescent lighting has shown to decrease productivity and increase irritability in students. But what I do is I turn off my lights completely for 2 reasons. We get up at the crack of dawn, so it is dark when we start our first class. And I use LED light strips and little like lamps, like the Disney one, like the Pixar one. I have 3 or 4 of those in my classroom, and I plan to add both LED light strips and lamp styles next year. What I did was ask, what are some things, if you could have those top 2 or 3 things in our classroom, what would they be? And every student who answered this survey said,
the LED light strips, because these fluorescent lights really hurt my eyes, or they do this or that.
I cannot speak highly enough about these. I have had the best time. It has been my saving grace, especially when I came from a cart back into a classroom. So I have a few more things for you guys. These are things for teachers personally, just to keep us sane. And it's something that, again, it kind of goes both ways, but it is my Spotify playlist. If you have a sibling that is in college currently, use their college ID code, so it gives you half off. So instead of paying $10 a month, you pay $4.99, which is $5 a month. I come into school, I'll turn off the explicit mode, so it will only play songs on playlists that are not considered explicit. So not only do I have a classroom playlist, but I can play any playlist that I want to, or that the kids want to, and they don't have to worry about, or I don't have to worry about, constantly stopping and changing the channel or changing the song. You can also really get to know your students when you listen to the music that they listen to. Some other teacher favorites that I could not live without, both in the classroom and on the cart, were my dry erase clipboards. These clipboards were lifesavers for me. It's something that students can actually dry erase right on. It's also something that they can take with us when we go on field trips outside of the classroom, so they can bear down on something. I was gifted that, and I love them so much. It really helps with group work as well, just when you're kind of working together. If you're a math teacher, I'm sure they would love this. Another thing that I just can't seem to get enough of, Expo markers and flare tip pens. In my new classroom, I have Expo boards from floor to ceiling, so that entire wall is an Expo board. So not only am I using them for instructional purposes, obviously my kids want to use them as well. I cannot get enough of dry erase markers. You can do color coding with them, and I keep the colors because no student really wants to draw with black. They want to draw with the pink and the purple and the blue and the green. Going off of that, flare tip pens, I thought this was just for me. I thought I'd be the only one that wanted to use them. They go missing more often than not, and that's because I do allow my students to use them. They love them, they use them for projects, they think they're so special when they get to take my carousel. picture, over to their desk and use them. So I love felt tip pens, and I keep them really more for the kids than for me. Another teacher favorite of mine, I was starting to find, for the first couple of weeks of school at least, that kids were leaving to go to the bathroom. And I finally asked, like, do you really go to the bathroom that much? Because it does not bother me, but I genuinely was interested. And some of the kids were like,
well, we're not really going in there to use the bathroom, we're going in there to make sure that our shirt looks right, or that our hair looks right, or that our mascara didn't run, or whatever.
So it was really just appearances, or they were just checking on their appearances. And I thought I could alleviate this if I just had a mirror in my room. So I went to Walmart, got one of those $5 college hang on the back of your door kind of mirrors, and hung it in my classroom. It was a game changer. But around the college back to school time, snag one or two of those mirrors, hang them up, and you will never ever have that rolling train. For my last thing, and it's another environment thing, because me as a teacher, I love relationships and I want to foster those relationships in the best way possible. That's why I play the music I play. That's why I must have the lights on and must have the music playing and must do this and must do that before they walk in the door. Because the moment they walk in the door, I want them to feel the most comfortable. There's one more kind of element of my environment that I don't think I as a teacher could not have in the future. And that is what I call my living room. See picture. My living room has a futon, a rug, pillows. I tell you, a living room space is important. Whether you have a futon or beanbags, or you have little pillows that go on a rug, kids love comfort. I wish that every student felt comfortable in every classroom, and I know that that's not possible all the time. So guys, I hope that you found this video at least a little bit helpful. I know that a lot of you said that you were interested in the comments for a video on classroom management, and that's something that I'm working on right now. I need to do some sort of mashup where I updated you at the same time that I was giving you something useful, because I feel like my update was probably like, wow, that's a lot. Also, if you are not already, please follow me on my social media accounts. I do have Instagram. I have a personal account and a teacher account. Follow me on both. Unless you're my student, you can only follow me on Evans in English. But I would love to share all of the wonderful things on here with you. Thank you for watching this video. Please give it a big thumbs up. I'm excited to be back on YouTube. I'll be giving you more throughout the summer as I prepare for my second year teaching. This is insane. Guys, I can tell you that first year flies. All right. All right, guys. Until next time. Bye. I should become a TikTok teacher.